Hey everybody, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Heather and I am doing my weekly pregnancy update for baby number 2. This week is week 33 of pregnancy. I am actually day 1 of 34, so I'm going to let you know everything that happened during week 33 for us. How big is the baby? Right now the baby is about 17 inches and 4.5 pounds and about the size of a pineapple. So what's happening in development? By this week, your amniotic fluid has maxed out, which probably means that you have more baby than amniotic fluid now. Your baby now has its own immune system and its bones are now hardening. Symptoms this week, just very irritable. My acid reflux is crazy. I've started to eat saltines again because sometimes it just feels like acid that needs to be absorbed, and I don't know how a Tums is going to help that. So I'll eat a few saltines and then I'll try and take Tums before I actually lay down to go to sleep. I've been noticing more of like restless legs, especially when I'm sitting on the couch at night trying to just chill out. And my feet and my legs, I'm just like stretching them out and like tweaking them all around. It's so crazy. But it feels uncontrollable. Back pains. It's definitely coming back more this week. I don't know what I have been doing, if I'm sleeping or sitting differently. But it's like almost excruciating, but it gets me to the point where I'm like, I can't do normal tasks like clean the house and vacuum and pick toys up and kick them, like I'm kicking them around, and even that hurts because it seems to be somewhat of like my pinched nerve again, and I'm just dreading the fact that like I don't really want to go to the chiropractor, but I just feel like if I get adjusted, it would help me out so much right now. Like I just want to crack my back. And I know that they don't normally suggest that you just crack your own back at home. So the only thing that's been helping right now is my baoBei maternity band, and it just keeps my belly confined and tight, and it helps with my back pain actually. Like it makes it so that I can move around. I'm getting round ligament pain occasionally, and I'll feel it more on the right side, and then I just kind of like press on it and rub it and it'll go away. Sometimes I think it's the way that I move, but it might not be. It might just be like that ligament stretching and pulling and I'm definitely waddling, and I really do think that it's mostly attributed to the back pain, but I don't know. I'm waddling. I can feel myself, especially like I'll hold my back and waddle and I feel like a total pregnant person. I'm feeling baby hiccups a lot. When I'm sitting at the couch or at work, I just feel it. It's like a little consistent thump. And it just happens a lot. And I remember that it happened a lot with Cole too. And I was wondering, is this normal? Is he supposed to be hiccuping this much? But it's a good thing. And I've just been feeling tired and lazy. You know, normal pregnancy things. Cravings this week, so weird, but it's just pickled beets. I don't know if I'm the only weirdo that craves that. And I don't know where it came from or how I developed this craving, but I think it's definitely just that vinegar that I'm craving again right now, which is weird because it was really a lot of sweets in the beginning. So I'm craving pickles and then also potato chips, cookies, and watermelon this week. I was craving watermelon like a few weeks ago, but it was not in season and I could not bring myself to pay per pound what it came out to be for a little watermelon. It was gonna be like $16, $17. I'm like, no. I can hold off on my craving for now, but definitely the watermelon with that tangerine spice. I think it's like dried lime juice and chili pepper or something like that, but it's salty on the sweet and it's just so good. How my body has changed, I am up about 26 pounds, and I mean that could change day to day depending on how much water I take. Yeah, so I guess I gained about another pound this week, and then my belly gained another inch also. So my belly is up about 11 inches. My thighs have stayed where they've been, which is just the same as last week. But man, I really feel like when I look at my belly, I want to barf because I look at my belly button and how much it's popped out and it grosses me out. I'm like, oh my gosh, how is my belly gonna stretch anymore? Like it's so gross looking. And I know I felt this way with Cole's pregnancy, but I'm just like, how is my belly gonna go back to normal? Like what if my belly button doesn't ever go back in and it's just so out and stretched and like sensitive, and I'm like, ah. How am I feeling emotionally? I am just yelling and crying a lot. I feel like it happens a lot when I end up doing the dishes. Probably because I feel very uncomfortable when I'm standing at the sink because my belly's just hitting it, and you know how water just tends to splash up, and then you walk away and your shirt's wet and you're just irritable. And then I feel like doing the dishes, because we don't have a dishwasher, we hand wash our dishes. It's just like my time to think, and then I just start thinking of things, and then I just get like, yeah, and I get like really snippy, and then God forbid my husband comes around me when I'm doing the dishes. It's like my mind is rolling and I will spitfire anything. I'm not usually like that crazy. I think pregnancy has enhanced it a lot. But I definitely feel like my husband is pushing my buttons at sometimes on purpose. He might not even be doing that, but that's just the way that I'm taking things right now. I think I'm just taking things the wrong way. I'm not necessarily feeling sad. I know a lot of you have been asking on my Instagram, like, how do I feel about another baby coming when I have Cole, and are there feelings of, oh my gosh, but he's my little boy and there's going to be another baby, and how do I bond with her? As of right now, I don't feel like I'm experiencing any of that. I think I definitely will at some point, but like little thoughts have come in here and there, but I'm just so busy with work and just like being exhausted after work that I don't think that I've really started to nest. We did some things this week that I'll get into, but I think once I get onto maternity leave, which will be at the end of this coming week, I will start to really like settle my thoughts and get emotional. I can tell you, I really do feel super happy that maternity leave is almost here. I have one more work week left, which means I only have 5 working days left, which since today is already Monday, I only have 4 days left. Things we did this week, I cleaned out my car because it felt like it looked like a bomb hit it, and it's been like that for a few months now. Stuff everywhere, crap everywhere, just leaves and dirt and rocks, and I just haven't vacuumed or cleaned anything really good in a while. I made it a point to say I'm gonna do this because my husband was outside doing stuff with his car, and during nap time we both kind of like went hard on our cars, brought the vacuum out with the extension cord, and I just took everything out, put it in a basket, and went to town. It took me way longer than it would normally take me, and I was really nervous about the fact that I thought bending down and doing certain things was really going to tweak my back even more, but I wore my baoBei maternity band. That's the only way I could have been out there doing that, and I just took it slow. I felt like a pregnant snail, and to just know that, like, God forbid anything happens, like, my car is clean, it's set, it's ready for the car seat base to be put in. My son just came in from outside with my husband, so you might hear him in the rest of this video. So I actually just washed all of the hand-me-downs that we got for our baby girl from newborn to 0 to 3, and I folded them all up, all the little pouches, and stacked them all nice in these little drawers that are on her little changing table. It's not their final resting spot, but it's just somewhere for me to put them until we clean out Cole's dresser, which he's gonna have half of it, and then her clothes are gonna be in the other half. But then in the little nursing room, there's also gonna be extra things, so during the night, if she has like a little poop explosion or something, or I need anything, it could be in there. Still haven't figured anything out fully. I think that once I start really moving his stuff around is when I will get emotional. So this week, Joe also hung the stick in the room. I don't know if you guys saw that on my Instagram, but for those of you who are asking, like, what's up with the stick, it's a funny story. I got this new saw that is like an extension pole with a saw on it, and and we have so many trees in our backyard that when I was pregnant, or not pregnant yet, I don't know when it was, but with Cole, I decided that I was gonna get soul happy and just start cutting low branches off. And I cut this one branch off that was in the cedar tree that kind of went like this and up. And when it fell, it opened up a giant hole in the cedar tree. So long story short, my husband wasn't really too happy about that. So we kept the stick, it dried out, and that's the stick that's in Cole's room. So good came out of me making a boo-boo. And I'm not actually sure where the other stick came from that he just did for her nursing room and the playroom, but I think it just looks cool. He peeled all the bark off of it and sanded it and urethaned it, and it just looks like a cool place to kind of like let stuffed animals hang or hang his mobile from, and it's our sticks. You can't buy them anywhere. I know that some of you have asked, like, because they do look cool. And it's just a cool place to let little monkey animals hang or mobiles. My husband also handmade and hung bookshelves in Cole's room and in the baby girl's room, and they look awesome. Cole's room has more of like the rustic vibe with stained and the metal, kind of like these shelves that are behind me, and hers are just painted white. Also, I have my next doctor's appointment tomorrow, so that'll be included in next week's video. I don't really think that anything crazy is gonna happen. They'll probably check her position, heart rate, and maybe I'll talk more about VBAC. So what's comforting to me? Definitely my baoBei maternity band. I've mentioned that so many times and you probably are sick of hearing it, but I swear by it. And I never had the problem of needing that kind of comfort with my first pregnancy, but since my belly's already stretched out, I think that that has something to do with it. It's like, I don't know how I would live the rest of my pregnancy without something like that. Also, laying around, sleeping, and being out in the sun, just absorbing that sun and the warmth, it just feels so good. We had a really nice weekend this past weekend. Thoughts and questions I have, thought has definitely crossed my mind about a hospital bag, and I think it's because my mom mentioned it the other day, and I'm like, no, I don't need a hospital bag ready. I'm only 34 weeks as of right now. This was when I was 33 weeks, so no, but it's like anything can happen, and I really should start to think about that, just so that it's ready, but I'm just too lazy to put it together yet. And when I do, I will share with you guys what I am bringing in my hospital bag, because everything from my last pregnancy that I brought was pretty much a good idea. And I thought long and hard about it, did a lot of research and watched a lot of YouTube videos and asked other moms like what's necessary. And I think we did pretty good. So I'm gonna follow my other list from my first pregnancy. Things I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to my next appointment. I feel like the appointments recently have been just so rushed, and I don't know if they're just backed up and they're overbooking, but I feel like I'm going to my appointments and I'm waiting, and then it's just in and out. Everything's so distant, and I know it has to do with the COVID probably, but I just hope that I can talk with one of the midwives more about the fact that I know that she's head down now, and I'm highly considering the VBAC. Like, that is my ultimate goal. So we'll see what comes from this appointment next week. Things I'm scared or nervous about. I am legit scared about having a baby. Like, I had Cole, but he was a scheduled C-section, and it's kind of like I was nervous about that at first. But to have a vaginal birth, and I like to push myself. I could just easily say, oh, I just want another C-section, and I know what it's gonna be like, and I get an extra 2 weeks off, and I just, for some reason, I want that experience. I want to labor. I want to have a baby like women have always been having babies. Through the vag. I feel like I'll feel so accomplished by doing that. Not that saying having a C-section or any other way isn't, but I feel like I missed out on my first birth. Like, I feel gypped a little bit knowing that he was breech, and it was like for the whole time I was concentrating on trying to flip him, and it just never happened. And I'm just excited and scared and nervous. And again, now, like, my biggest fear of tearing or ripping, and like that's, I don't know. We'll talk more about that when we start getting into VBAC. But if you guys have any suggestions on VBAC or links or anything that you've read on VBAC, please leave it in the comments below, because I'm going to be researching that and coming up with things to just convince myself that I'm a beast and I can do this until she pops out. How has my husband been? He's been amazing. He's just been, redirecting me when I'm crying and when I'm going crazy, and he's just been so supportive. I can't wait till my last day of work, because he promised me crab legs and filet as a nice dinner to celebrate, and that's gonna be a good day. So that's really all I have for week 33. I wish that I got to show you Cole a little bit more, but in order to get this video done, I had to have my husband take him outside for a little bit, and it is pretty late, so he is doing his nighttime routine with my husband right now, and I'm just trying to stay on top of my weekly updates by getting this done now and not procrastinating a whole week. But if you aren't already, make sure to subscribe to my channel and click the little bell for notifications, and follow me on Instagram at the Gingy Pants. And now let's take a look at how my bump is progressing, because it is progressing and it's not stopping, and it's just continuing to grow and it's freaking me out. So this is my belly for week 33, day 1 of week 34. She is out there, and my belly button grosses me out. I feel like I'm gonna pop.